Welcome, welcome, welcome. My second month of learning how to bullet journal. I'm keeping it simple. This is my cover page. I decided to go with a dragonfly theme because I have so many dragonflies just floating around in my backyard. I have a stream that flows right on the edge of my property in my backyard, and just within just a few minutes of walking, there is a huge pond. So I am inundated with dragonflies this time of the year, and I think they're really beautiful insects. They come in different colors and different sizes, and they're just sort of iridescent in the sun. So that's what I decided to go with, since that's what I'm seeing so much right outside my window in my yard. And I wrote August across my cover spread. And I'm trying to learn the bullet journal lingo. So cover spread, that's the beginning of my month. And I'm doing an ombre type lettering, or I'm trying to with my Tombow markers. And I'm also taking my clear, what do they call that? Clear blender, that's what it's called. My clear blender just to make those transitions from lighter to darker a little more even and smooth. And I've also added some lotus flowers. I want it to be kind of like above a body of water, and you'll see as I go on how much, or what I mean by a body of water. So I've done lotus flowers, dragonflies. I put a little monthly calendar right here just to refer back to if I need to, which I try to put a calendar almost on every page so that I can keep up with what day it is. And I really like this spread to a certain point. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. And I actually like my lettering, but as you see as I go on, it gets a little out of hand, and it didn't come out exactly like I had it pictured in my mind, but sometimes that happens and it's okay. I'm not going to throw it away, not going to start over. I'm sticking with it, and it's really not that bad when I've finished it. So once I get those letters with their sort of an ombre type blue going from lighter to darker, I am going to start on some of the dragonflies. And of course I'm blending in those colors, and I'm trying not to press too hard, because this paper is not really thick and it will peel. So then I just went ahead, I colored in my dragonflies with the different shades of blues and blue greens that I wanted to, and I'm just going to let you watch how I colored them in. I left, of course, highlights, shadows, things like that I kept in my mind, but I did not make these realistic. These are more illustrations, sort of. So I'll let you watch for a second, and then I will come back to you. I did 3 dragonflies because 3 is an odd number, and odd numbers are more pleasing compositionally to the eye for some reason. So 1, 3, 5, 7. When you have an odd number, it's just more pleasing to the eye. Then I also put in some lotus flowers, and I've changed over to my pinks, and I'm just doing like lighter pink where the highlights are, and going with a little deeper pink where the shadows are, and a really dark pink where the darkest shadows are. And I'm just working around those petals, coloring those in, and I'm not being too fussy about it. I'm not trying to get like really smooth or anything like that. I kind of like the texture in the petals from the marks from the marker. So that's what I'm working on, and I'm just going around that flower. And I did 3 flowers. I did two fully opened flowers, and I did a flower bud. And then I decided I might do another flower. So it's really 4, but the difference is that one is not a fully opened flower. Put a little yellow in the center, a little darker yellow, just to give it some shading. Again, I'm not going for realistic. I'm just going for more illustration. A nice green stem. I really, really like this layout. As far as conceptualize, I just did not execute it well. I didn't execute it how I had it in my brain. But again, I'm still learning. I'm still learning these markers. I'm learning new things about them every day. And I hope to get better. Like anything, you have to keep practicing and doing it, and eventually you do get better. So that's what I'm banking on. The more I do it, the better I'm going to get. So I'm going to let you watch as I finish this off. And of course, I'm just taking my micron pen and outlining the calendar down here, putting in the letters, and then I'm going to do a little outline of it just to make it stand out a little bit more. And I also think that I am going to take a gold pen and outline those dragonflies. I think that'll be pretty. I just wanted to try it. It's just okay. Full confession, it's a new pen, and I just want to try it on something. Okay, so that's my whole reason for doing it. It's not, aesthetic or anything like that. I just want to try out my pen. So I'm taking my gold pen, and I'm just going to outline these dragonflies, and I might outline the flowers as well. And that gives it, you can't really tell, it doesn't pick up on this camera as well, but this is a metallic gold, and it is really pretty on these blue dragonflies. And it has a really nice reflective, shiny quality. But I really think I like it. Again, I just really wanted to try out the pen and see how it looked. There's no real aesthetic reason for me doing this other than that. After this, I'm just going to jump to where I've colored the whole bottom half blue, because I didn't want to bore you with me coloring all of that blue. And now I'm just taking white gouache, and with a really fine or a small watercolor brush, I'm just painting like swirls in the water. This is where my design started to fall apart on me. This is the part I'm not really happy with. I think I should have left it without the water. But I do have the water, so we're just going to go forward with what we've got. Like I said, I don't hate it, I just don't love it. So I'm going to do like little swirls so that the water looks like it's having, movement and waves, and just continue to do that until I fill that up. And I like the waves. I like the little movement in the water. And I also like that it breaks up that solid purple. There's a little bit much of the purple. So here I'm almost done. There we go. Now that is the cover art. I am going to go ahead and outline August. I think I want to separate it from the background and from the rest, and it gives a little bit more definition. So I'm just outlining it with my micron pen. I don't remember what size that is. I think it's a 3, not 100%. Again, still learning, still working on this, but I'm enjoying the process of learning. I'm enjoying decorating my journal because it just makes it more appealing to me when I open it up and I see these bright, colorful illustrations. It just really encourages me to continue to use my journal. And I just like it. Plus, it's mine. Mine. All right, I just outlined that calendar with black just to separate it from everything else. I'm taking my gold pen again, outlining those lotus flowers, just like petal by petal. That gives it more unity with the dragonflies, and I just really like that. I just really like that gold color. I'm just doing some dots around the black stripe just to give that some interest and to break up that heavy blackness. I probably should have done maybe stripes instead of dots, really broken up that dark black line, but I didn't. Again, you try new things. It's all about learning and doing. It's not about the finished product. It's about the process and what you learn. It's always about the process, so don't get too caught up. So there we go. Next up, we are going to do my month at a glance spread. That is pretty it's less involved. It's going to go by pretty fast. Here I've already, of course, got it drawn out. I've got my monthly calendar there at the top, and I have this design, this beautiful dragonfly design that I really love. This is probably my favorite design in the whole layouts so far. I really love this, and it's just a dragonfly on top of an oval, and I've colored it in with the different colors of blue. I did a little gold trim. I did a purple background, like a deep blue purpley background, and I just really love it. So watch as I color it in, and I try to stay with my same theme. I'm going with the gold trim, like a gold frame around this back oval, this oval that he's sitting on. It's almost like Art Nouveau is what it reminds me of, just a little bit. So that's the look and the vibe that it's giving me. I'll go ahead and darken in his little eyes here. But this is my favorite little motif of the whole spread so far. Well, into the next one too. The next one is cute for my weekly layout, but I really like this spread. So I'm going in there with my blues. I'm not, of course, being realistic in this. I just want it to look like an illustration. So I'm using different blues, some blue greens. I'm alternating the colors and just making those wings really bright, really colorful. Once I got all that done, I'm just taking my white jelly roll pen and just making some highlights, a little bit of design on those wings, some dots across the tops, and some lines across each little section, and some highlights down the bodies and on the little thorax and head. And that, I think that really brightens it up some. And I think that background I'm going to go with a deep purple. And I'm just going to color all around the dragonfly, but if you'll notice, I'm leaving just like a tiny white line between the color and the dragonfly, and between the color and that outer gold rim. So I'm leaving a little space. I'm not coloring all the way up to the dragonfly or all the way up to that little gold frame. And I think it came out really pretty. I really love this. That is probably my favorite little motif. I'm adding some more where the color got a little bit too close to the dragonfly. I'm just taking my white and making sure that it has a nice line. Then I'm just going to outline my sections here, and these are just sections for what I want to get accomplished this month as far as YouTube videos, Tuesday tip videos, any kind of social media content I might want to make. That's what these 4 boxes are for. It's an overview for the whole month, any ideas I have. I also have a notes section, just different things, what most important dates for the month, and of course a monthly calendar. So that is our monthly overview spread. It's pretty simple, again, it's geared more for me because that is what I need to stay on top of, is my content for each thing, like YouTube, Tuesday's tips, any kind of social media content, anything for my members and my membership site. That's what I want on here. And I am just taking a sort of blue-green pen and just doing every other line to separate those. And that just gives it some more color to the page, and I just really like it. I really, really like this layout. And this is, again, my month at a glance layout. I love the design of it and its simplicity. And it really just is an overview of all the things that I'm going to do for the month of August, or I need to do. And I'm just doing a darker blue-green outline on one side of each of the squares just to make it look like it has a little shadow. And I like that effect. Just going to write in all of the dates and get everything set up, and then I'm just going to go in and title each one of the boxes for what I need those boxes for. Put in the days of the week at the top, and that is just my focus for the month, and then whatever important dates that I have, any notes, and then of course what YouTubes I'm planning, any kind of blog information, social media, or Tuesday's tips. Those go in those other 4 blocks over there. I'm just outlining the word August, and there, I think that came out really good. Now let's go to my weekly layout, and I am doing a very simple weekly layout as well. This one I'm just doing some lily pads for the design, for the decoration. Lily pads and lotus flowers on some water. And I really like how it came out as well, but I still like that dragonfly we just did the best. I'm going to let you watch a little bit, and then I'm going to come back to you. Now I'm just outlining everything with my black marker or a black pen. It's a micron pen. And then I'm going to do a frame around it. And I like how my flowers and my lily pads are kind of busting out of the frame. They're not all contained in the frame. So I am going to probably do a gold frame, I think, once I get all the little details in there that I want with my pen. We'll just do a gold frame around it, just to stick with the same color theme and to keep it in the same uniformity of color and color palette. And I got a white jelly pen, gonna add some highlights just here and there. And I think it needs a darker blue sort of frame right underneath that gold frame. So I might put that in there, just a tiny line to do that. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to go ahead and put in my weekly stuff here. Now, one of these is for my weekly content, notes, and then the days of the week. And of course, the weekend is divided into 2 parts, Saturday and Sunday. The rest of the days of the week are just long, narrow boxes, just something easy for me to have to write everything that I need to do during the day. And that content over there, the 2 boxes at the top, will keep me on track for what content just for this week. Whereas the overview of my month had the whole month content in it. So now I'm just breaking it down by weeks, writing in a little calendar at the top so that I can keep up with what day it is. I also put a little square under that to tell me that this is week 1. And then the days of the week and the dates, of course, I put those in there. And then the content for the week and any notes that I need to do. So then I'm just going to color in this little week 1 block I got here, just to give another splash of color too. You wouldn't have to do this, but I'm just doing it. Now I'm going to outline everything with black just to keep everything uniform. Then going around with a little of that dark blue, like I said, to add another sort of frame right under the gold. And of course, we're going to do the same thing like we did on the monthly glance. And there we go. Now it's time to do the flip through so you can see everything. That's my cover page with my happy little dragonflies, and then my month at a glance with my beautiful dragonfly, and then my weekly layout. And each week I'll do a different one for the layouts for the weeks, but I just noticed I need to go ahead and mark that this is the first week, so I just colored that in with a little blue so that I will know when I flip to this, it's the first week. So I hope you enjoyed it, and there we go. That is my August bullet journal setup, and I really am enjoying this, and I'm learning a few things. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Share it with a friend if you think they would enjoy it. And leave me a comment. Leave me a thumbs up. I will see you soon.